Governor Newsom launches new podcast. His first guest, Gavin Newsom's first guest, is Charlie Kirk. Now, there's some amazing revelations in this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Like chef's kiss level.
Yeah.
And for the record, all you guys that were mad at me because I didn't like Harris, like, we don't like Governor Newsom. Like, he's a terrible governor. He's been recalled. He's on the verge of getting recalled again. And I think this is great that he's leaning into this, but I don't think this is going to win anybody over.
Maybe this is the beginning of California turning red.
Maybe.
You guys will see the takes.
Yeah,
They're
maybe.
interesting. All right, ready? Let's start with this one. This one's a look into Gavin Newsom's home life.
All right, let's check it out.
Last night, trying to put my son to bed. He's like, no, Dad, what time? What time's Charlie gonna be here? What time? And I'm like, dude, you're in school tomorrow. He's 13. He's like, no. This morning, wakes up at 6 something. He's like,
okay, first of all, the bombshell revelation is that Governor Newsom's 13-year-old son watches Charlie Kirk and is excited that he's coming over.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's and Charlie Kirk did a recap podcast about this, and he talked about this just shows that like the podcast space is working. That you may not be influencing the people with power and in the institutions now, but you're influencing their kids
And next generation. That's
Right?
crazy.
I'm coming. I'm like, he literally would not leave the house.
Did you let him take off school?
No, he did. Of course not. He's not here for a good reason.
Okay, now
Man, a father that withholds
it's
the
not
dreams from his son.
often where we have a guest that comes by that like my son would be excited to meet.
Yeah.
So like hypothetically,
Mark Hamill.
no, like dude perfect.
Luke
Ryan,
Skywalker.
Ryan Trahan. I don't even know who Mark Hamill is.
Luke Skywalker.
Ryan Trahan. If Ryan Trahan was to come over
Yeah.
and do a podcast, like my son would be ecstatic to meet him. And if he was only here for a window of time, my son had school, I would let him hang out at the house
Yeah.
to meet Ryan Trahan.
Come on.
Because he loves Ryan Trahan. He loves Dude Perfect.
Yeah.
This is kind of an L for Governor Newsom to me, just on some dad vibes.
You know, you keep calling him Gavin Newsom.
What is his name?
Gavin Newsom. But you're mixing Governor Gavin Newsom.
Governor Newsom. Did I say that in the intro too?
No, just
Okay,
now,
okay.
but you've done it like for the
Governor.
past year.
Why is that? That's that rolled off my tongue so much.
Keep this in.
Keep it all in. Go ahead.
But the point is
Come on,
the
you canceled
point.
school for like 2 years. Once one day, it took one day.
The point is the point.
That's a great bar. That's a great bar. You canceled school for 2 years.
What's one more day
What's
gonna
one more
hurt?
day gonna hurt?
They made him laugh too. He's like, dang, they got me.
Pull it back. Pull it back.
You canceled school for like 2 years. Once one day, it took one day.
The point is the point, which is you are making a damn
Got him.
dent.
Got him.
When you go to these college campuses,
Okay.
Oh,
Amazing. Like incredible. So
I think they keep talking about him coming to the event. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
he's
he
not
invites
coming
him-
to the event.
he invites him to the event.
Yeah.
And he invites him to the event, which is a great move on his part. And he's like, we're not gonna make a big fuss about it. We're not gonna be like we're parading around Governor Newsom's son. But
Yeah.
it's very fascinating. Now, he also says, Charlie Kirk, that this team, to their credit, released the full thing unedited, and
That is big.
he commended them for that.
Yeah.
He gave them props for that. In his breakdown, he does say that, man, he is slippery when it comes to the debating stuff. Like, I don't think, in terms of like leftist people, like he is someone to underestimate. Like whoever.
He's saying when he was sitting down with Newsom, he could tell that Newsom is a sharp snake.
He's slippery.
It's like you right now should come out and be like, you know what? The young man who's about to win the state championship in the long jump in female sports, that shouldn't happen. You as the governor should step out and say,
So
He's right.
he's right, and he's pressing him.
He's pressing him.
Not a lot of people have gotten the chance to be face to face with Gavin or Newsom, and and
You're not gonna let me live this down, are you?
And I gotta say, it's sticky. It fits. I like it. And say what really matters. You know, he's kind of a Democrat oligarch. Kind of just, what did he get in trouble for during the lockdowns?
He actually owns it on here. He owns it on here. He got in trouble for, in the middle of the lockdowns, being at a restaurant out in public while the rest of the California state was locked down.
And not closing down his own personal vineyards.
Yep. The Occupy Till I Come 60-day devotional is back in stock. This is taking you through the entire narrative of the scriptures in 60 days with custom daily devotional prompts. So what you're doing is you're spending 35 days in the Old Testament, 25 days in the New Testament, going over all the major stories. There's additional reading for you to go deeper if you want to go deeper on the stories. And you can get them right now bundled up with a virtual ticket to our Bless God Summit. Bless God Summit is coming up March 27th, 28th, 29th in beautiful Southern California. My favorite podcasters, apologists, pastors, preachers, entrepreneurs, all in the same room. Day 1, we're talking about apologetics. Day 2, we're talking about virtue. Day 3, we're going out into the marketplace and being the hands and feet of Jesus. This is going to be a wonderful event. And what you could do is you could actually get the devotional bundled with the virtual ticket for only $65. So go to blessgodshop.com, get yourself a 60-day devotional. I promise you the feedback on these has been crazy. You will love it. Designed by my guy, Josh Nadeau from Sword and Pencil. The beautiful artwork, okay? So go to blessgod.shop, get yours now, okay? Mean the world to me. And so he did own it, and he apologized on it, to his credit.
But that's oligarch behavior.
Oh, for sure. It's absolutely oligarch behavior. There's no question about it.
No parties unless you're on a yacht.
No parties unless you're at my party.
Yeah.
I know.
No, and I appreciate,
But like, would you do something like that? Would you say no men in female sports?
well, I think it's an issue of fairness. I completely agree with you on that. So that's easy to call out, the unfairness of that. There's also a humility and a grace, that these poor people are more likely to commit suicide, have anxiety and depression. And the way that people talk down to vulnerable communities is an issue that I have a hard time with as well. So both things I can hold in my hand. How can we address this issue with the kind of decency that I think, is inherent in you, but not always expressed?
So like you right now should come.
So he concedes that males in female sports is a bad look. People would say that this is his move to be more of a moderate. He's trying not to be viewed and conflated with the far left, who is all about this sort of stuff. We just saw Bill Maher go on the podcast. And Bill Maher called the guy out for the same thing, right? And so we've seen, massive streamers like Hassan that are okay with biological men competing in women's sports. And so for Governor Newsom to concede on this perhaps shows that there is a shift in the framing and how society is viewing this issue, which I think is a massive, massive net positive.
Do we have room for an RFK joke?
Like, they're going to come at you.
I know.
What's the RFK joke?
He's attempting to go a bit more moderate. He got the new RFK voice download.
He did kind of lower his voice. Don't do it. Don't do the impersonation.
I would never.
We don't do the impersonation.
I would never.
Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please be sure to comment below and subscribe and all that good stuff. And check out this other video that YouTube seems to be recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.